Welcome back in, Bobcat fans. Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. It's Cat Griz at the brick. We got a packed house in this place, and people are on their feet excited. But before we get to tip-off, let's go ahead and look at today's keys to the game, sponsored by Kendall Ford. For the Bobcats, number one, breaking the press. This Griz team has made a living on that full-court press since the last time these two teams met. But this Bobcat team has two great point guards in Darian White and Grace Beasley, who should be up to the task. The second one, the brick. I just talked about the packed house here. Just 2 home losses this season, 8 straight wins versus the Lady Griz at home. And the third one for Montana State. Stop the middle drive. Defensively, the Bobcats were near perfect in the last meeting. However, the one thing that was missing, mainly in that second quarter, was allowing that middle drive. Set up a ton of looks for the University of Montana. Koenig, Stump, Fatkin, Marks, and those guards for the Griz. They love to get downhill. They love the kick out, and they will be looking for that lots today, as they do in each game. This is a high-powered offense. All right, folks, it's tip-off coming up next for the 115th meeting between the Cats and the Griz, and we'll have it all for you here. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Bobcat fans, welcome back in. Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. And before we get ready for tip-off, we'll pause for station identification. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. All right, Bobcat fans, are we ready or what? Cat Griz, the 115th version on the women's basketball side, here today with big-time implications for both of these programs. Again, MSU 11-3 in conference play. The Lady Griz 2 games behind them in a three-way tie for second place at 9-5 with Sacramento State and Northern Arizona. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our Wheat, Montana weather report here before we get ready for tip-off. And we've had a pretty beautiful week in Bozeman, but looking like we might get some snow this evening starting around 6 o'clock, a 50% chance. But for today, the high will be 36 degrees, the low 18 degrees in Bozeman. And it's getting exciting here in the Brick. They got the pyrotechnics coming out for the starting lineups intro right now. But first being introduced is the Lady Griz. So let's go ahead and meet the starting five today for Coach Brian Holsinger. At guard, a 5'9 freshman out of Milton, Ontario. Number 2, Matt Koenig, averaging 8.6 points per game. The outstanding freshman, she had 20 points in the last meeting between these two teams and was a perfect 4 for 4 from 3. Also at guard, a 5'8 junior out of Sammamish, Washington, by way of Idaho. That's number 22, Gina Markson, averaging 10.6 points per game, a lefty scorer, and she can really get to the rim. And only 7 points on 3 of 11 shooting last time. And excuse me for just 1 second, we got a light show going on here in the Brick right now. So tip of the cap to our marketing staff for pulling this off because it looks amazing. Tough time focusing, but everyone's got the app downloaded, and it's a sea of flashing lights here in the Brick before tip-off. But back to the starters, a 5'11 senior out of Snohomish, Washington, by way of the University of Arizona. That's number 0, Sammy Fatkin, averaging 12.2 points per game. At the 4 position, a 6'2 sophomore out of Helena, Montana, former state champion, former Gatorade Player of the Year. That's number 40, Danny Barch. And rounding it out, a name we all know, a 6'1 senior out of Colfax, Washington. That's number 20, Carmen G. Feller. And only 2 points in the last meeting. Got herself into foul trouble early on, so she'll be looking to redeem herself today. Now the starting 5 for head coach Tricia Binford. And the first place Montana State Bobcats at point guard, a 5'6 senior out of Boise, Idaho. 13.2 points per game, and last week 19 points on Thursday, 23 points on Thursday, 19 on Saturday, and also 22 points against the Griz last time out. That's Darian White. At guard, a 6'2 junior out of Silver City, New Mexico, 3-and-D, 38.8% from beyond the arc, and 40 steals to lead the team on the season. That's number 11, K.J. Lamardo. Also at guard, a 5'9 senior out of Parma, Idaho, wearing number 20. Every team needs one, Madison Jackson. And again, senior year for her, could be her final Cat Griz meeting, so she is geared up for this one. Probably the defensive MVP last time these two teams met. In the post, a 6'2 junior out of Missoula, Montana, averaging 8.3 points per game. And her mom was a Lady Griz, so this one means a lot to her. Number 21, Lexi Deeden. And in the middle, the 6'2 senior out of Billings, Montana, wearing number 10, Feed the Bear. It's Cola Bad Bear. And Cola has been playing some of her best basketball. In the last meeting between these two teams, she had 13 points, 7 rebounds, was 5 of 9 from the field, and had that game sealing and won in crunch time. All right, it's getting loud here at the Brick. It's Cats, it's Griz, it's the 115th meeting between these two teams. Bobcats looking for their 9th straight at home. They've won 8 out of the last 10, and they're 13-4 since 2014. The Bobcats and Tricia Binford have dominated this rivalry recently, and they look to continue that today, taking the floor in their home white uniforms, blue numbers, blue lettering, and blue trim with the gold cat head on the shorts. And the Lady Griz taking the floor in their ever so famous maroon tops, maroon bottoms, white numbers, gray trim, white stripes down the side. And we have a fun one on our hands this afternoon. Once again, the 115th meeting between these two programs, and Tricia Binford 18-20 all time against the Griz, looking to notch one win closer to 500. It's Cola Bad Bear and Danny Barch going toe-to-toe in the center circle. The official will walk the ball in now. The fans are on their feet at the Brick. It doesn't get better than this, folks. Here's the jump into the backcourt for Montana State. Going right to left is Darian White across your radio dial. White picked up by Koenig on the far side. White will work to her left. She's going to get to the elbow, throw it into Bad Bear. Bad Bear one-on-one with G-Feller, spins to her left, up with it, off the glass, it's good. The Bobcats strike first. 2-0, 9:44 to go in the first quarter. Matt Koenig up top, guarded by Madison Jackson. She throws it near side. Markson looking to get middle. White cuts her off. Now she passes out top to G-Feller. G-Feller far side, Fatkin. Fatkin drives on Lamardo, kicks it out, corner three. Danny Barch off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Darian White. White will go again, right to left. Bobcats lead 2-0. 9:23 to go in the first quarter. Handoff Lamardo into Deeden. Spin move to the left. Fade away. Oh, off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Carmen G. Feller. G. Feller throws the outlet over to Matt Koenig, and Koenig will set up the offense for the Lady Griz. Koenig working to her right, guarded by Jackson. Great defense by Madison Jackson. Handoff to Markson now, up to G-Feller. G-Feller to the far side, Fatkin. Fatkin looking for Koenig, instead goes back up top to G-Feller. Now Markson near side on Jackson, gets middle, drives downhill, puts a shot up off the glass, foul called, and Jackson got beat off the step there. A little late on the jump and got called for the shooting foul. So, heading to the line for 2 free throws will be Gina Markson. Markson on the season shooting just under 87% from the charity stripe. And as she gets ready to shoot, Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by 811 Call Before You Dig. Know what's below. Tap, click, or call 811 before you dig. Brought to you by Montana811.org. First free throw up and good for Gina Markson. She'll shoot one more. Again, 87% from the field on the season, from the free throw line, excuse me. Her second free throw gets the roll, and we are tied up at 2-2 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Deeden inbounds it to White. White works the near side of the floor. She's picked up by Matt Koenig in the half court. White gets to the elbow, stops, pump fakes, now puts up a jumper off the rim, no good. Lexi Deeden pulls down the offensive rebound and gets it back out to White. White back into Deeden. Deeden at the low block, spin move, hook with the left, nothing but net. Lexi Deeden gives the Bobcats the lead. She misses the first time, keeps the possession alive with the O board, works it back out, they go right back in, and the Bobcats lead 4-2. 8:26 to go in the first quarter. Matt Koenig driving up the left lane line, shot up, no good. Great defense by Madison Jackson, showing her hands, letting her know there's no foul here, and the Bobcats have it going the other way. Near side, Darian White, downhill, passes it to Lamardo. Lamardo comes off a little curl, now throws it into the post. Bad Bear, one-on-one against G-Feller, spins, fakes left, goes right, it's good! Feed the Bear! The Bobcats lead 6-2. 8:03 left in the first quarter, and the brick is rocking. Matt Koenig to the elbow. With it is G-Feller. G-Feller looking for the cutter, Fatkin, instead passes far side to Koenig. Koenig gets around the screen. Lamardo gets through. Koenig throws inside. It's poked away by Bad Bear and stolen away by the Bobcats. Maddie Jackson gets it and hands it off to Darian White. White will work it the other way for Montana State. White throws right back into Deeden. Deeden backing down to her right side. Spins to her left. Step through move. Back to her right. Finger roll is good. And the Bobcats open this thing on an 8-2 run on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Up top, Matt Koenig, guarded by Jackson. She throws it up top to G-Feller. Koenig works back to her right hand. Koenig now at the wing. Passes out top. With it is Markson. Markson gets the screen from Barch and goes to her left. Nothing doing yet for Montana. Markson drives this time. Gets the lane. Blocked by Deeden! Out of bounds. The Griz will keep it on the baseline. 8 seconds remain on that shot clock. Trio subs entering the game for the Bobcats. It's Grace Beasley, Leah Beatty, and Mara Dykstra. An interesting thing to note so far, that full court press I spent the whole pregame show talking about, we haven't seen it quite yet, so we'll see if that comes out soon. Inbounding from the baseline, it's Koenig. She throws it to the wing. Markson open three on the way. It's good. Gina Markson with all 5 points for Montana, and the Cats lead 8-5. 7:03 to go in the first quarter on that First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Far side, Darian White setting up the offense for Montana State. White gets the screen from Bad Bear. Works back to her right hand, pump fakes, picks up her dribble and gets it out to Beasley. Beasley to Beatty on the near side. Beatty takes a step behind the screen. Three on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Koenig, and Koenig is off and running for Montana. Koenig picked up by Beasley at the three-point line. Takes a dribble to her left, down the lane line, kicks it out to the corner. Markson up top, G-Feller, she pump fakes, looks to drive around Dykstra, stops, steps through, back to her right, off the glass, no good. Way to stay with it, Mara Dykstra. Rebound pulled in by Grace Beasley. Dykstra hands it off to Beasley. Beasley throws it up ahead. With it is Beatty in the near corner. Down low, Bad Bear one-on-one once again. You don't want that matchup. It's good. Koa Bad Bear 6 points early on in this ball game, and all 5 Montana State buckets have come from the post. 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Up top, working to her right is Matt Koenig. Koenig throws it back out to Markson. Markson around a screen, passes to Barch. Barch in the high-low finds G-Feller. She pump fakes, goes up over Bad Bear, shot up, no good, and a foul called. A little bit of contact there with the body that time from Kola, and that'll be her first personal. First team foul, second team foul on Montana State in the first quarter. Bad Bear will head to the bench. Checking back in is Lexi Deeden. 5 on the floor right now for Montana State. It's Darian White, Leah Beatty, Grace Beasley, Mara Dykstra, and Lexi Deeden. At the line, it's Carmen Gfeller, and Gfeller on the season shooting an outstanding 87.3% from the charity stripe. Gfeller steps up, takes a couple bounces. First free throw is on the way, and it's good before her second. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by the Billings Clinic. Join Champs New Kids Club presented by Billings Clinic Bozeman. Your $25 membership fee gets you game tickets, Bobcat gear, and more. Sign up today at msubobcats.com/champskidsklubb. Gfeller taking her time, couple more bounces, second one on the way, and it's no good. Rebound pulled down by Mara Dykstra. Outlet to the far side with it now is White. White down the lane. Pull-up floater off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sammy Fatkin. You want Darian White taking that shot every time. 10-6. Bobcats still lead by 4. 5:41 to go in the first quarter. Far side, it's Sammy Fatkin. Fatkin working middle, stops at the free throw line and passes out to Gina Markson at the far wing. Markson back up top to Fatkin. Fatkin will bounce it into the lane, puts it up with the right hand, off the glass, and it's good. And there's that dribble penetration from this Lady Griz basketball team. They've had a lot of their offense come from that this season. 5:22 to go in the first quarter. First Interstate Bank scoreboard reads MSU 10, U of M 8. White in the offense, gets a screen from Deeden, now passes to Deeden at the high post. Deeden one-on-one with Gfeller, spin move to her left hand, shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Danny Barch. Barch to Koenig, and Koenig will work into the offense for Montana. Koenig working on White, takes to her left, and we got a moving screen call on Carmen Gfeller. Kind of threw that hip out there, and it was very similar call she got in Missoula earlier this season that got her second foul. This time it gets her first. Immediate timeout called on the floor. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Montana State leads 10-8 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We'll take a break and have more first quarter action coming up next. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. Your score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard: Montana State leads the Lady Griz 10-8, and with the ball out of the immediate timeout will be the Bobcats. Going right to left across your radio dial, inbounding from the baseline is Grace Beasley, and here's that full court press we were looking for, and looks like it's going to be sort of a diamond look in the backcourt with Markson at the head. Far side, Grace Beasley. Beasley throws it across, up ahead to Beatty. Beatty has it on the wing. Open three on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound tap back into the backcourt by Darian White. Beasley comes up with it and goes to Beatty. This time Beatty's going to get downhill, dump it off to Deedon. Pass deflected and stolen away by Libby Stump. Stump up the far side for Montana. She looks for Facken in the corner, and Leah Beatty goes rumbling and stumbling into the crowd trying to save that one. The ball will go to the Lady Griz with 24 seconds on the shot clock, and we're lucky Leah Beatty didn't take out a fan over there on the baseline. Inbounding from the baseline this time is Gina Markson for Montana. Markson looking in the backcourt, can't get it to Stump. Instead, she throws it to Keely Burton-Oliver, who just checked into the game. And Grace Beasley picks the pockets of Gina Markson. Beasley to the other end, spins to her right side, dumps it back out, looking for Beatty on the no-look pass, and it's stolen away by Libby Stump. Stump downhill, pull-up jumper at the elbow. It's good. Libby Stump ties this thing at 10 apiece. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Far side, Darian White. White drives right downhill, Euro step to the left, off the glass, and good. Fantastic footwork by Darian White. 4:08 to go in the first quarter, and the Cats lead now 12-10. Up top, Markson. Markson, flat screen, goes to her right, kicks it out to Stump in the corner. Beatty was ready for it. Stump, another pull-up jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Darian White, and White will push up the near side of the floor. White up towards that left slot, crosses to her left, now gets to the rim, puts it up with the contact, shot no good, but Darian White is fouled and will head to the line for 2 free throws. White on the season shooting just over 75% from the charity stripe. And as White steps up to the line, 3 subs will come in for Montana State, but just 2 right now because the third will enter for the shooter. Right now it's Cola Badbear and Taylor Jansen entering for Mara Dykstra and Lexi Deedon. White at the line. Again, 75% free throw shooter on the season. First one on the way is up and good before her second. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by the Bobcat Club. The Bobcats need your support to go for the win. Donate to the Bobcat Club's 3 to Win campaign to reach our $3 million goal supporting student athletes. Second free throw up from White is down, and now White will check out for the first time in the ballgame, and re-entering is KJ Lamardo. Looks like the Bobcats will throw out a little full court press of their own here. Guarding the ball is Taylor Jansen, and inbounding now after the dead ball is Carmen G. Feller. G. Feller has Stump and Koenig, the 2 freshmen out there in the backcourt. Those 2 combined for 41 points in the last meeting, and the Griz couldn't get the ball in. Timeout called by G. Feller. Looks like it'll be a 30-second timeout, and so far, folks, score 14-10. Bobcats in the lead on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 3:48 to go in the first quarter, and this environment here in the Brick this afternoon is nothing short of fantastic. We had the light show during the starting lineup intros, and now it's just packed, it's loud, and this Bobcat team is getting the energy they need from these fans. Right now setting the tone in the 3-ball, not falling yet for Montana State, but they've been able to go inside with all the points coming from Cola Badbear, Darian White, and Lexi Deedon. And Cola Badbear back in the game now after that recent dead ball. And don't be surprised if we keep seeing them go inside, especially if the Lady Griz aren't going to call for those double teams from the weak side. We'll keep going there every day of the week. The Griz inbound in their press break. Far side with it is Koenig out of the timeout. Koenig gets across half court, and she's picked up by KJ Lamardo. Koenig calls the play. She's going to get a ball screen from G. Feller. Now step back to her right and work towards the elbow. Hand off to Stump. Stump drives middle from the corner, gets around Beasley. Layup with the left hand off the glass. It's good. 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's back to a 2-point Bobcat lead, 14-12 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Far side, Beasley right into Badbear. She turns faces, gets it out to Lamardo. Lamardo pump fakes, gets around the screen, stops at the wing, kicks it out. Badbear pump fakes from 3, kicks it back out. Lamardo open 3 on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Montana. Danny Barch comes up with that one, and she'll throw it ahead to Matt Koenig. Koenig in the offense for the Lady Griz. Calls a play once again. Up top, Koenig gets the screen from G. Feller. G. Feller slips. She loses it out to the corner with it now is Stump. Open corner 3 from Stump is up and good. And just like that, the Lady Griz have their first lead of the ballgame. 15-14 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 2:50 to go in the first quarter. Near side, Beasley right down low. Badbear one-on-one. Fakes left, goes right. Baby hook, it's down. Bobcats take the lead right back. 16-15, 2:39 to go in the first quarter. Cross half court with it is Koenig once again. Here comes the screen from G. Feller. Koenig steps behind the screen, puts up the 3 off the back iron, no good. Lamardo's going to let it roll out of bounds, and the Bobcats will get it back. Madison Jackson in the game along with Darian White. Checking out for Montana State is Leah Beatty and Grace Beasley. And those two, couple turnovers early on in this one, a lot of basketball left. Good chance to take a deep breath, get some water, and get back out there. Working right to left now is Darian White. 2:24 to go in the first quarter. White to the far side. We'll work it back on the dribble, taking her time. Now she's going to work downhill and hand it off to Lamardo. Lamardo goes to the high post with it now is Bad Bear. Bad Bear looking into Lamardo. Lamardo on the post up, spins to her left. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sammy Fatkin. Fatkin, cross half court. She's guarded by Lamardo again. Back in, a little pound dribble, now works to her right hand and gets it to Stump. Stump guarded by Maddie Jackson. Jab step from Stump. Lamardo helps off. Stump spins to her left, kicks out to Koenig. Koenig in the corner, finds Danny Barch. Barch on the drive, puts it up, and what are they going to call here? Looks like we got a foul on the floor. All right, Taylor Jansen with a little poke that time. Trying to stun over and knock the ball loose. A little too much contact on the arm, and that'll keep the ball with the Lady Griz. Still no bonus yet, just the third team foul on Montana State in this quarter. 2 on the Griz as well, so the officials early on here letting them play. Pretty clean game so far as Koenig inbounds to G-Feller. G-Feller out to Barch. Barch back to G-Feller on the high-low. G-Feller posting up on Jackson, spins to her left, goes up with it off the glass. It's good. Griz take the lead back 17-16. 1:39 to go in the first quarter. Far side, White with the ball once again. White, crossover to her left, picks up the screen from Bad Bear, gets downhill, spins to her right, dumps it off to Kola. Bad Bear spins to her right, off the glass, it's good. Kola Bad Bear is taking over this ball game. 10 points, 5 for 5 from the field, and the Bobcats lead 18-17. 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Up top, Koenig. Koenig gets the screen, works to her left hand, now passes outside to Fatkin. Fatkin, guarded by Lamardo. Taking her time, crossing over, looking for some motion. Instead tries to get back downhill. Lamardo pokes it out, and a foul called there. And the crowd doesn't like it. That'll give the ball back to the Griz once again. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:07 to go in the first quarter. Coach Binford looking for an explanation, and going to the baseline to inbound for Montana is Matt Koenig. Koenig looking to get the ball in. Can't find Libby. Stump instead goes to Haley Heward up top. Heward works near side on the wing. Fatkin has it. Fatkin drives middle, now throws it away right into the hands of KJ Lamardo, and the Bobcats will push it. 56 seconds in the quarter. Bobcats with the ball in a 1-point lead. Lamardo throws it into Bad Bear. Bad Bear picks up her dribble, now passes to Madison Jackson. Jackson at the wing. Bobcats out of sorts here. Got to get back into it. With it now up top is Jansen. Jansen reverses it near side to White. White with 10 on the shot clock. Drives in, floater on the way off the rim, no good. Taylor Jansen can't grab the O-board. Ending up with it is Sammy Fatkin. Fatkin near side picked up full court by Darian White. She's going to stop at the elbow and work it back and set up the offense for Montana. Fatkin to her left. Hands off to Koenig. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Now 13 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock here in the first quarter. Koenig taking her time. Guarding the ball is White. Koenig drives to her left at the elbow, kicks it back to G-Feller. G-Feller drives to her right side, goes up with it off the glass. It's good, and the Griz take the lead back 19-18. Bobcats have time for one more shot. 5 seconds to go. Bad Bear screens the defender. White stops at the wings, going to pull a 3 at the horn. Good! Darian White beats the buzzer, and the Cats will take a 21-19 lead into the first quarter on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. After 21-19, we'll have second quarter action coming up next. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. Score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Bobcats lead the Lady Griz 21-19. Headed into the second quarter, and a reminder that Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Bridger Brewing. Bridger Brewing Three Forks is now open for lunch and dinner. Stop by Wednesday through Sunday to enjoy our delicious food, craft beers, and cocktails. Bridger Brewing beers are also now available at your favorite grocery stores and gas stations across Montana. Cheers to every journey being better than the last. Well, they reviewed the Darian White buzzer beater, and it stands. So the Bobcats up by 2 as Darian White with a big shot in her senior year at Cat Griz. Far side, Koenig sets up the offense for the Lady Griz out of the quarter break. Near side now, G-Feller at the wing, pass to the corner. Heward, and that's an offensive foul. Sammy Fatkin runs smooth over Madison Jackson, and that's what Jack does. She takes the charge. She does the dirty work that nobody else wants to do. Every team needs a Jack. Defensive menace. She plays a role in the offense, loves that pull-up J, and she takes charges just like that one. 9:43 to go in the second quarter. Bobcats up 21-19. Jansen goes to Jackson. Now inside Bad Bear. Bad Bear up top. They doubled her that time. She passes out to Beasley. Beasley around the screen. Throws it to the popper. Jansen, 3 on the way. Shot blocked, deflected out of bounds. Saved by U of M into the hands of Darian White. And now White is fouled in the backcourt. And that ball would have gone, I guess it would have been Bobcat ball off the deflection. I didn't think about it that way. And Koenig jumps at the baseline and saves it. And going into it is Darian White just running right underneath and picking up the ball. Then she's fouled in the backcourt again. First personal foul on Sammy Fatkin. Fatkin will check out of the game, back in, or that's her second foul. Correction, because she just had the offensive foul on this end. So Fatkin picks up 2 fouls in the first 33 seconds of this quarter. Okay, shot clock will reset for Montana State, so they're having a little discussion over that at the scorer's table. Again, Sammy Fatkin just picked up 2 fouls in 33 seconds, so big moment, big momentum swing for the Bobcats, and now in is Libby Stump for the Lady Griz. Up top, White gets the flat screen from Bad Bear. White drives, looking for the roller, instead pulls up for the quick jumper, no good. Offensive rebound, back tapped by Bad Bear, and the Cats end up with it again. Beasley drives to the corner, fadeaway, Jay on the way, no good. Rebound pulled down by Carmen G-Feller. Outlet over to Koenig, near side, Koenig picked up by Darian White in the backcourt. Koenig calls the play for Montana. Working to her far side. She's trying to get it to Stump. Great off-ball defense by Grace Beasley. Near side, G-Feller passes it off to Heward. Heward dribbles to her left, guarded by Bad Bear. Looking inside for G-Feller. Can't find her. Great three-quarter defense at the block by Jansen. Here comes G-Feller, setting the screen for Markson. Shot clock at 8. Far side with it now is Stump. Stump one-on-one with Jackson. Step back 3 from Libby. Stump off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cola Bad Bear, and she'll throw the outlet to Beasley. It's Beasley pushing in transition for Montana State. She's going to stop at the mid-post. In traffic, picks up her dribble, now throws it back to White. White can set up the offense now for Montana State. Bad Bear to the corner, Jackson. Jackson drives, and they call the travel on her. And a lot of times, you know, they throw up that pump fake from the far side, and there's that extra step before the ball goes on the ground. I didn't quite have to look at it, it being in complete opposite corner, but outcome doesn't change. Lady Griz with it now, going left to right. Still no score in this second quarter. Bobcats in the driver's seat, 21-19, 8:23 to go in the second. Koenig out top, looking for the screen from G-Feller, rejects it, kicks it far side to Barge. Now in the corner with it is Stump. Stump working in the middle. Pump fakes, great defense by Beasley. I guess not. Foul called on Grace Beasley, and Libby Stump will head to the line for 2. And she walled up, and looks like maybe she leaned those arms in just a little too much. Leah Beatty checking into the game for Montana State. Maddie Jackson will get a rest. And here comes the noise meter. These fans want their free tacos here if Libby Stump can go to the line and miss a couple free throws here. And it sounds like they're also singing Happy Birthday to Champ, which is a lovely surprise. First free throw on the way from Stump is up and good. She'll shoot one more before her second. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by DoorTech, serving all your garage door needs. DoorTech is raising the door on quality. Here's Stump's second free throw attempt on the way, and it's off the back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Lexi Deeden. So Stump splits the pair, and the Cats lead by 1, 21-20, 8:05 to go in the second quarter. Far side with the ball is Darian White. White fakes the handoff to Beasley and throws to the post. Bad Bear back out to White. Corner 3 from White. That one's going to fall short. Rebound pulled down by Danny Barge. Deeden deflects it and steals it away. Darian White gets it to Beatty at the block. Fade away from Beatty off the glass and down. 23-20, Bobcats lead their first bucket of the second quarter, and now a 3-point lead with 7:43 to go in the half. Koenig drives on the other end, floater on the way, no good. Rebound pulled down by Darian White. And that was just an effort play by Lexi Deaton just then to get that steal. White to Beasley. Beasley stops at the free throw line, picks up her dribble, now skips it to the corner. With it is White. White with space goes down low to Deaton, one-on-one against Barge. She throws it back out to Beasley. Beasley steps into a three, off the rim, no good. Bad Bear going to work for that O board. She gets it, and Bad Bear getting hacked like nobody's business down underneath the basket, and a foul called. That's on Carmen Gfeller, her second as well. So now Carmen Gfeller, Sammy Fatkin, two seniors on this Lady Griz team, and two of their top scorers, both probably going to be on the bench with 2 fouls. We'll see. Carmen's still in the game right now, so we'll see how that plays out these next 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Deaton has it at the wing, goes inside. Bad Bear back to Deaton. Now back into Bad Bear. Bad Bear spins right, fakes left. Now goes back to her right. Shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Danny Barge, and a foul on the rebound called on KJ Lamardo. And it was only a matter of time because, well, did I get the wrong? Now KJ with the foul there. And it was 3 straight possessions were under that basket for the Lady Griz. There was a steal by Lexi Deaton that probably could have been a foul. Then a foul on Carmen Gfeller, could have been on Bad Bear or Gfeller. So now the Bobcats get theirs. And now near side, Libby Stump throws it up top to Barge, back to Stump. Corner 3 from Stump, wide open off the rim, no good. Rebound deflected by Deaton and pulled down by KJ Lamardo. Lamardo, far side, will slow things down. Lamardo joined on the court by Beatty, Bad Bear, Deaton, and White. Beatty throws into Deaton. Deaton spins, reverse land off the glass, and good. Lexi Deaton with the fancy footwork underneath the basket, and the Cats lead by 5, 25-20 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Coach Binford pumping up the crowd. Her signature move here on this sideline. Screen from Gfeller for Koenig. Pop 3 on the way from Carmen Gfeller off the rim, no good. And that's the rhythm look that Coach Binford didn't want Carmen Gfeller to get, but doesn't fall, and Matt Koenig ends up with the O board. Koenig will set up the offense once again for Montana. Koenig guarded by White, taking her off the dribble, gets downhill, puts it up, and a foul called on Darian White. Koenig will head to the line for 2 free throws. 6:08 to go in the second quarter. Bobcats lead by 5. Mara Dykstra entering the game for Montana State, as well as Grace Beasley, Cola Bad Bear, and Darian White, who have both been fantastic in this ball game, heading to the bench for a quick water break before crunch time here in the second quarter. Koenig at the line. Again at the free throw line this season, Matt Koenig shooting an even 80%. She'll shoot 2. A lot of noise coming from that Bobcat crowd. First free throw on the way is up and good before her second. Montana State basketball is brought to you by First Interstate Bank. At First Interstate Bank, it's about supporting our communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you, member FDIC. Second free throw good from Koenig. It's back to a 3-point MSU lead. Beasley breaks the press on her own, kicks it out. Lamardo, 3 in transition off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down, and Leah Beatty knocked to the ground, nothing called. Stump to the other end, pull-up jumper at the elbow off the rim. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Grace Beasley. 5:50 to go in the second quarter. Beasley in transition, stops at the elbow, now kicks it out to Dykstra. Dykstra bounces to her right, looking for the high-low. Instead, takes a jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Keely Burton Oliver, and now a foul called on Lexi Deaton. (25-22) the score. Bobcats lead by 3. 5:39 to go in the first half. Lady Griz looking to get within 1, maybe tie it up with a 3 here on this possession. Up the near side, it's Matt Koenig. Koenig guarded by Lamardo. Koenig gets a play call from the bench, takes a dribble to her left, works downhill, tries to kick it out to Stump, gets it to her now. Stump at the elbow. Works inside. Deaton helps off. Pass across the key to Burton Oliver. Blocked away by Leah Beatty. Out of bounds, and the Griz will keep it with 9 seconds on the shot clock. Darian White checking back in for Montana State. KJ Lamardo heading to the bench for a quick rest. And Montana State right now, again, just 1 made 3-point field goal in this game. 1 for 9, and that 3 coming from Darian White at the buzzer in the first quarter. Koenig inbounding from the baseline. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Throws it into Barch, right back out to Koenig in the corner. Koenig's got Beasley on her. Takes her left, drives and kicks. Corner 3 from Stump on the way. It's good, and the Lady Griz tie it up. 25 apiece. 5:08 to go in the second quarter. Far side, Darian White. White throws it into Deaton, back out to White. White drives downhill, puts up a floater on the way, no good. Rebound deflected, out of bounds. Last touch by no, they're going to say Markson stayed up. And now Leah Beatty comes up with the rebound. She finds White. Spin move by White, goes up with it, fouled, and Darian White will head to the line for 2 free throws. And this game is getting very, very physical, very, very fast. Media timeout called. Allow everyone to regroup here. We're tied up at 25 apiece. 4:50 to go in the second quarter. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Montana State leads, or excuse me, it's tied with the Lady Griz, 25 apiece on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard, as Darian White will head to the line for 2 free throws. And again, White shooting just over 75% from the free throw line this season. As the band blasts a little bit of Fallout Boy, White will head to the line. And I want to remind you that Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Interwest Moving and Storage, the official moving company of the MSU Bobcats. Here's White at the stripe. First one up and on the way. It's good. White will shoot one more. Darian White right now, 8 points on the game, 2 of 8 from the field, and now 3 of 3 from the free throw line. 5 rebounds, 3 assists to go with. Second free throw on the way from White. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Haley Heward. Heward will throw it ahead to Markson, and Markson set up the offense for Montana. Gina Markson, the transfer from Idaho, all-conference guard last year, dribbles to her left hand, passes it off to Libby Stump. Stump, the freshman out of Lyndon, Washington, off the bounce, passes it far side to Markson once again. Markson looking inside, hard mouse front from Darian White. Now she throws it to the corner. With it is Zanecki, who just checked in the game for the first time. Far side again, Markson looking inside. KBO with the ball, kicks it out. Heward, rhythm, 3 on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mara Dykstra. Dykstra hands off to White, and White will set up the offense for Montana State. Darian White hands off to Beatty. Beatty pump fakes, now throws it inside to Dean. Dean takes a dribble to her left, now passes it back out to Grace Beasley. 16 on the shot clock for Montana State. Beasley to her right hand, gets towards the rim, kicks it out to White. White throws it back into Dean. Dean spins to her right, steps her back to her left, losing her dribble. Now Burton Oliver falls to the ground. Deaton puts a shot up, that's no good. Deaton goes for the rebound, knocks it out of bounds, and Montana will get the ball back. And not a super clean possession for Montana State. And now the Lady Griz doing a nice job helping off on that low post. And it's going to help the Bobcats if they can start making those three-pointers, because that's what they did against Idaho State. Idaho State swarmed the post just like this. The Bobcats could kick it out and get those rhythm threes. Those haven't been falling today. Libby Stump near side on the wing. Skips it across the formation to Zanecki. Now inside Barge. Barge, nice dump off pass to G-Feller. G-Feller's lay-in is good, and the Lady Griz take the lead back. 27-26, 3:30 to go in the second quarter. Near side with the ball is Darian White. White throws it in. Short corner with the ball now is Deeden. Deeden guarded by G-Feller, hands it off to Beasley. Beasley works back to her right hand, gets around a screen, now kicks it out to White. White in the corner, almost loses it, now gets it back, takes a dribble, 10 on the shot clock. White drives underneath the basket, kicks it out to Beasley. Beasley looking to drive, picks up her dribble, now she's got to take the shot. 3 on the shot clock, shot up is good from Grace Beasley. That's a long 2, and the Cats take the lead right back, 28-27. It's back and forth, a heavyweight bout here at the Brick. 2:55 to go in the second quarter, and a foul called on Lexi Deeden. That will be her second. Tried to throw the long entry pass to the low post, looking for G-Feller in transition. And Lexi, again, trying to get in that three-quarter fronting position. A little bit of hook there on the hip. And Deeden will head to the bench probably for the remainder of this half. Again, her second foul. She's got 6 points on the ball game. Carmen G-Feller headed to the line for the University of Montana. G-Feller, again, 87% free throw shooter this season. First free throw on the way is good. Before her second, I want to remind you that Montana State basketball is sponsored by Town Pump, who's the exclusive sponsor of today's Brawl of the Wild matchup between the Bobcats and Grizzlies. They invite you to visit a Town Pump store this weekend for gas and groceries. Safe travels from Town Pump. Second free throw up and good from G-Feller. Griz lead 29-28, 2:49 to go in the second quarter. White downhill at the elbow, kicks it back. Bad Bear 3 on the way. It's good! Kola Bad Bear with the 3. Her first since November. And now the Cats lead 31-29, and sometimes it's just your day. Far side, Koenig with the ball. Far side, Zanecki. Now to the corner. Barch back to Zanecki, and she turns it over. It's stolen away by the Bobcats. Jansen up to White, now Beatty. Beatty pump fakes in transition, drives lane, gets through him, goes up with it, and can't get the roll. Bad Bear deflects the rebound out of bounds, and the Lady Griz will get the ball back. And heads up move there by Beatty. Didn't quite have the space for the rhythm 3. Instead, looking to push and get to the rim. Had a decent look, didn't fall. 2:08 to go in the second quarter. 31-29. The Bobcats lead by 2 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Far side, Matt Koenig with the ball. Koenig to the corner. Zanecki working to her right, and a foul called. Nice sell job there, kind of moving the head back on the contact. They're going to get the hand check on Leah Beatty, and Beatty will now have her first personal foul called. She'll head to the bench for a rest, and checking in for her is Madison Jackson. Again, heading to the line is Katarina Zanecki. We didn't see her much last game between these two teams, but with Sammy Facken in foul trouble, having to go a little deeper into their guard depth. Here comes the first free throw, up and good. Before the second, Montana State basketball is brought to you by the Montana State Fund, covering Montana's workers with workers' comp and safety know-how. Workplace safety, you're naked without it. More at safemt.com. Second free throw up off the front rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jansen. Bobcats still lead by 1, 31-30. 1:50 to go in the second quarter. White gets the screen at the wing, now passes up top. Bad Bear. Bad Bear reverses it over to Beasley. Beasley looking for Jackson, instead throws to Bad Bear once again. Now White. Bobcats 4 around the perimeter, looking inside. White gets to the elbow, floater on the way, no good. Rebound pulled down by Danny Barch. And that Barch, she is relentless on the glass. 5 rebounds in the game so far. Up top, Koenig. Koenig looking for the screen. Bad Bear switches out to Koenig. Looking inside, can't find G-Feller. Nice front there by Madison Jackson. Near side, Barge, corner 3 up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Grace Beasley. Here's Grace Beasley across the far side of the floor. Beasley stops at the wing, now crosses over, downhill to the left, off the glass, it's good. Grace Beasley down Main Street for 2, and the Cats lead by 3. 33-30 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. You don't have to give her that much space. She will make you pay on that drive. Far side, Matt Koenig out to Zanecki. Zanecki drives, kicks, Barge pump fakes, Now throws it near side again, Markson. Markson switched on to Jansen off the dribble drive and backs it out. 8 seconds on the shot clock, 43 left in the second quarter. Koenig, open three from the corner on the driving kick is good, and we are tied once again, 33 apiece. We got a full shot clock, about a 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock here. White going to take it right downhill, pull up floater from White, she knocks it in. Kind of expected her to wait for the last shot there, but White saw the window and figured, I'll take those 2 points. Now 18 seconds to go in the quarter. Bobcats lead 35-33. Crowd on their feet here. Koenig with it. Koenig, 10 seconds now, guarded by Jackson, throws it to the high post. Horn set for the Griz, with it is Barnes. 5 seconds now. She throws it far side, corner three again from Koenig, off the rim, no good. 2 seconds, and that'll do it for the first half here in Bozeman. The Bobcats lead the Grizzlies on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard, 35-33. Take a deep breath, folks. We'll have the Montana State halftime show coming up next. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield.
$100 bill on the court. Your job, yell out directions to help him fly that cash. He's got 60 seconds to make.
Back from the break, Daniel Sally here bringing you the Montana State halftime show. And your score after 2 quarters in the books, the Bobcats lead the Lady Griz 35-33, and it was an exciting finish to the half. Kola Badbear hit the 3 to put the Bobcats up, and then Matt Koenig hit one of her own to tie things. Darian White took it right down to the other end. Pull-up floater, which I'm sure it was great for her to see that one go in to help get her some momentum going into the second half. And then the Griz, frankly, a really good look from the corner. Again, it was Matt Koenig, but shot went up, didn't go in, and that leaves us with a 35-33 halftime score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Bobcats in the lead over the Lady Griz, and this thing has just been a dogfight. 10 lead changes between these two teams, and we saw a first half pretty similar in Missoula back in January, where the Lady Griz had a pretty big second quarter to keep it at a 2-point game going into half. And last time it was 37-35 Bobcats. This time it's 35-33. And the big difference in that game was the third quarter. We'll talk about that a little more down the back half of this halftime show. But again, keep that in the back of your mind. We probably have some fireworks ahead of us here at the Brick on this Saturday afternoon as the Bobcats lead 35-33 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Again, looking at some first half stats. And starting with Montana State, 15 of 36 from the field, 2 of 10 from 3. Those 2 threes, one from Cola Bad Bear, one from Darian White, both sponsored by Wendy's. And from the free throw line, Bobcats 3 of 4. All 4 of those free throw attempts were Darian White again. And looking at some individual numbers, 13 points for Cola Bad Bear, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 for 1 from 3. And she had the first 10 of those 13 in the first quarter. And frankly, the reason was Montana wouldn't double team her. They'd get her that catch from the low block, and Carmen G-Feller, while she is a great defender, there's nobody in this league who can guard Cola Bad Bear just one-on-one, even if it's just a slight disruptive poke or something like that. You know, it doesn't have to be a true trap on the ball, but just do a little something to make her uncomfortable. They started doing that in the second quarter, and again, it definitely helped them, slowed the Bobcats down offensively a little bit. The second quarter, dead even in this one, both teams scoring 14 points. So defensively, the intensity was really there. Middle of the second quarter, things got really physical. But looking at the Lady Griz, they have 12 less shot attempts than Montana State, but 8 more free throw attempts. The Griz 10 of 24 from the field, 4 of 12 from 3, 9 of 12 from the free throw line. Carmen G-Feller, 3 of 5 from the field. She's got 9 points. Off the bench with 11 is Libby Stump. She's 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Matt Koenig's got 5. Gina Martin's got 5. 0 points for Danny Barch and 2 points for Sammy Facken. Facken, of course, only playing a little over 10 minutes in the first half because at the start of that second quarter, she picked up those 2 quick fouls and sat the bench the rest of the way. 35-33, the Bobcats lead by 2 on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. And again, we have an exciting second half ahead. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we'll look at that second half and see what the Bobcats are going to have to do to take care of business here on their home floor. 35-33, Montana State leads Montana. We'll have more of this Bobcat halftime show coming up next. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here, bringing you the Montana State halftime show. The first Interstate Bank scoreboard reads Bobcats 35, Grizzlies 33. And before we talk to Sonny Smallwood, we'll pause for station identification. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here, joined now by the associate head coach of the Bobcats. That's Sonny Smallwood. And Coach Sonny, obviously an exciting game here, 35-33 the score at the break. Again, last time you played this team, 2-point game at halftime, and this time it seems like the game is a lot more physical on both sides. Is that something you addressed in the locker room?
Yeah, for sure. I also think just making sure that our players understand we win with defense, and so that we have to be prepared to really come at them defensively, which means we have to be more physical. Yeah.
And offensively, it seemed like inside was the go-to early on in this ball game. Cola Badbear, 10 points in the first quarter. She finishes the first half with 13 points, and they just didn't seem to want to double-team them early on, so you guys kept going. But now it seems like things getting a little more muddied up inside. Is going outside after that kind of point of emphasis going into the second half?
Absolutely. You know, they're picking certain personnel to double off of now after Cola attacked them so badly. And so now we're making some specific adjustments to those players to make sure that we take advantage.
And obviously the third quarter, it's one that you guys have circled as a staff, as a team all season long, and how it's such an important one as far as the grand scale of the game, the momentum, getting it back on your side coming out of the half. What do you think are some of the biggest things that the team needs to take care of going into this third quarter?
A couple things. I think we need to win the hustle plays, which also includes rebounding. We need to make sure we stick to our game plan. There were a couple areas where we did not stick to the game plan, and we probably gave up 9, 10, 11, 12, at least 14 points by not sticking to the game plan. So that's in our control, and that's what we emphasized in there. I think we're getting great shots. We need to continue to do that, but that means going through our posts.
Well, you talk a lot about winning the glass and winning the foul line. Currently winning that rebounding battle 21-18. Your team's got 6 offensive rebounds as well. But foul line, again, only 4 free throw attempts, all coming from Darian in the second half. Are you guys looking to get those guards downhill as well going into the second half and try and get to the stripe a few more times?
You know, if it happens, it happens. We're you know, it's always in our playbook to do that because we've got Darian and Grace, you know, at that point guard spot. But at the same time, depending upon what play call we let them make their reads. And definitely, I've loved how Leah has been attacking the basket. Hasn't necessarily paid off yet, but it will.
We know Leah, it will.
Exactly. We know Leah, and she's got the correct mentality. I also love that she's going to the board so hard. So, yes, you know, we've got such strong guard and post play. We just need them to play within themselves and within this team together.
Well, I love it. This is an exciting atmosphere, an exciting game. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, Daniel.
That was Sonny Smallwood joining me on the Montana State halftime show. Score on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard, 35-33. The Bobcats lead by 2 and go into the second half. I mean, Sonny just touched on it, but I want to hammer this point one more time. In Missoula, a 2-point lead for the Bobcats. They came out and dominated those first 3 to 5 minutes of the second half, and at first it was all defense. Then Darian and Grace got going. They were getting all the shots they wanted defensively. They played lockdown defense, holding the Griz scoreless in the first 3 minutes of the second half, and that would be a great way to start things off today. Starts with their ball pressure, like Sonny just said, and we should have a good second half on our hands. We'll have that coming to you next. 35-33, Montana State leads by 2. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth, bringing you second half action from the brick. 35-33, the Bobcats lead on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. And with the ball to start off the second half will be the Montana State Bobcats. Going left to right across your radio dial. Taking the ball out on the far side is Lexi Deedon, and taking the inbound will be Darian White. Again, 35-33 after a back and forth second half with 10 lead changes. Darian White will get Montana State in their offense. Looks like the Griz might be coming out in his zone. They're going to try and trap Lamardo on the near side. Little half-court trap out of the break. White slows it down, now passes to Jackson, far side. It's a zone up top. White throws it into Deedon. Deedon to her right, goes up with it, off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, back up with it, and Deedon puts it in. The Bobcats lead by 4, 37-33, 9:37 to go in the third quarter. Matt Koenig, far side, takes a dribble downhill to her left, picks up her dribble, now gets it out to Fatkin. Fatkin again, checked out with 9:27 to go in the second quarter. She's back in the game for the first time since. Matt Koenig, jab step to her left, drives to her right, and we got a, oh, come on. They called a block on Madison Jackson, and that's the best defense she could have played right there. The same play happened in Missoula, and Jack got that call. Koenig throws it in. With it at the high post is G-Feller. G-Feller out to Barch. Now up top is Koenig. Koenig working to her left hand. Again, picked up by Jackson. Kicks out Barch. 3 from the top. She knocks it in. Danny Barch gets on the scoring board, or on the scoreboard for the first time in this ball game. And now the Bobcat lead is back to 1. 37-36 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that's why that is such a big call. Far side, Darian White. White throws it to the high post with his Deedon. She's got a jumper from the free throw line. It's good. Lexi Deedon's got her head up, and the Bobcats lead by 3. 39-36, 8:45 to go in the third quarter. Matt Koenig, far side, guarded by Jackson. Looking to take her off the dribble. Good ball pressure by Maddie Jackson. Far side now it's Markson. Deep 3 on the way from Markson off the back iron. No good. Rebound pulled down by Lamardo, and Lamardo will slow it down and pass it up to Maddie Jackson near side on the wing. Jackson at the wing. Throws it into Bad Bear. Bad Bear turns, faces, one-on-one with G-Feller. Passes back out top to Lamardo. Lamardo around the screen from Bad Bear. Back to Bad Bear. She reverses to White. Now inside Deedon. Deedon looking for a third bucket of the second half. Here comes Sammy Fatkin from the backside. Deedon gets it out to White. 8 seconds on the shot clock. White on the drive. Dumps it off to Bad Bear. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Turn, face, jumper. Bad Bear no good. Deedon looking for the O board. Knocked out of bounds. And the Griz will get the ball back. Matt Koenig will work right to left for the Lady Griz. 39-36, the Bobcats lead by 3. Up top, Koenig to her left hand. Deflected by Deedon, out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Lady Griz. Nice head switch that time around. The ball screen by Lexi Deedon, getting her hand in. Clean hit on that ball and knocks it out of bounds. Inbounding near side is Fatkin. 7:55 to go in the third quarter. Up top again, Koenig. Koenig crosses over, screen from Barch. They're going to switch it. Koenig one-on-one with Deedon on the perimeter. Kicks it back to Barch. Barch now guarded by White at the far wing. She passes over to Markson. Markson working to her left hand, gets to Fatkin. Fatkin trying to drive on Lamardo. Pull-up jumper. Great defense by Lamardo. Shot no good. Pulled down by Lexi Deedon, and Deedon will get it out to Darian White. White up the far side. Wasting no time in transition. Kicks it out to Lamardo near side. Lamardo looking for the post and said she's going to get a screen from Deedon. Lamardo dumps it off to Bad Bear. Ball loose. Bad Bear comes back up with it. 15 on the shot clock. Up top, Deedon again. Deedon to the corner. Lamardo pump fakes, goes back into Deedon. Deedon getting that catch in the mid-post, steps to her right, puts it up. Little baby hook, no good. Rebound pulled down by KJ Lamardo, and Lamardo will set up the offense once again for Montana State. Up top, it's White. White calling the play. 15 on the shot clock again. Flat screen, Bad Bear. White downhill, gets around G-Feller. Floater with her left, no good. Rebound pulled down by Montana. It's G-Feller coming up with that rebound that time. Up the near side, Koenig in transition. She's picked up by White. 6:55 to go in the third quarter. Cats lead by 3, 39-36. Koenig to Barge. Barge throws it in. Nice front by Bad Bear. Pass deflected off Bad Bear, then off G-Feller and out of bounds. But they're going to say it's going to stay with the Griz at the baseline. Now the officials are going to discuss. And that thing's, it's got to get overturned. Here's the discussion. Coach Binford pumping up the crowd, looking for a little influence. And now they're sending both teams to the benches. They're going to review it. So I'm going to take this time to remind you that Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Rib and Chop House, the sponsor of our post-game show as well. At Montana's Rib and Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you. Score on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. The Bobcats lead the Lady Griz by 3, 39-36. The officials going to the monitor right now in a packed Brick Breeden Fieldhouse, looking to see if that ball was last touched by Cola Badbear or Carmen G. Feller. It was outstanding defense at the low block by Cola Badbear. 3-quarter front position on G. Feller. They tried to throw the lob over the top. Clearly, or at least it appeared, we'll see what the monitor shows. It appeared from where I'm at. The ball hit off Badbear's hand on the deflection. Then G. Feller couldn't pull it in. It hit off her hand out of bounds. But I'm not always right, so we'll see what they come to the conclusion on here in this dead ball. 39-36, Bobcats lead by 3 once again, and they're discussing still. Well, Montana State still looking to find their rhythm offensively here in this second half, and they got Deaton some really good looks early on, but they weren't able to fall. Officials in discussion right now, trying to get a scoop on what they're saying.
So it's after that play, yeah?
Okay. 6:45 to go in the third quarter here. Bobcats in the lead, 39-36 again. Any of you just tuning in there at the replay monitor, and we'll see whose ball it's going to be out of the break here. And the refs again discussing. Trying to hear what they're saying. Picking up some of it in the crowd, Mike, but getting a shrug from my compadre Keaton over here, and sounds like it'll be close. Well, the Bobcats, they're going to have to find that rhythm offensively, like I was just discussing, and it's been all inside for them in this game. But again, they're going to have nothing on that play. Oh, incidental contact. So now they're talking about incidental contact. I thought they were reviewing who touched the ball last, but they were reviewing it for a flagrant foul? Okay. Well, they were reviewing it for a flagrant foul, so I was way off. Again, 6:45 to go in the third quarter, and the Bobcats lead by 3. Both teams will take the floor, and they're going to say there's nothing on the play. It's Lady Griz ball with 13 seconds on the shot clock. Sometimes you miss out on some stuff down here at the scorer's table. Tried to pick up on it, but see if the Bobcats can guard out of the break here. Matt Koenig inbounding.
That was our previous game presented by Albertsons and Safeway. We thank you all of those who unknowingly participated. After review, the call.
Okay, Lady Griz basketball coming from the baseline. Matt Koenig inbounding, 13 seconds to go on a shot clock. Koenig throws it long to Fatkin. Fatkin rips through to her right side, drives to the rim, off the glass, it's good. She beat Deaton off the dribble that time, and we're back to a 1-point game. 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 39-38, Bobcats lead by 1. Jackson, far side on the wing, taking a bounce. Nothing doing inside, hands off to Lamardo now. Lamardo back to Jackson in the corner. Now down low, Deaton spins to her left, baby hook, up and good. Lexi Deaton showing off the touch here in the second half. The Missoula native now puts her team back up by 3, 41-38, 6:08 to go in the third quarter. Koenig drives, kicks, 3 on the way from Barch off the rim. That one's no good, rebound pulled down by White. Bobcats with a chance to add. They lead by 3, 5:55 to go in the third quarter. White to her right hand, dumps it back to Deaton. Deaton to Jackson. Jackson takes a jab step with her left, pull-up jumper from the short corner. It's good. Jack loves that pull-up, and now the Bobcats lead 43-38 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 5:40 to go here in the third quarter. Matt Koenig up top, far side. Markson throws it to the wing again. Barge, this time she doesn't take the 3. Darian White thrown off of Carmen G. Feller again, no call, but KJ Lamardo comes up with the steal. Near side, Madison Jackson. Looking inside now, works it back out to the wing. Lamardo back into Badbear, one-on-one against G. Feller. She puts it up, no good. Rebound pulled down by G. Feller. Matt Koenig up the near side, picked up by Jackson, drives to her left hand, puts it up with her left, no good, rebound, ends up in the hands of Danny Barch. Barch dumps it back to Fatkin, now Markson outside, works up top to G-Feller. G-Feller to Koenig. Koenig to her right hand, now works back to her left, picks up her dribble, skips it to the far side, Fatkin pump fakes, drives baseline, loses it. Nice job by Deaton poking it out, stolen away by KJ Lamardo again. Lamardo into this game with 40 steals on the season, a team high. She's now got 2 in this ball game. Up top, Lexi Deaton. Deaton works to her far hand, picks up her dribble, passes out top to White. White looking for the screen, gets it from Deaton, drives inside. They help off on her again. She passes it back out. High-low pass, Bad Bear to Deaton. Deaton spins through traffic, goes up with her left, off the glass. Oh, can't get the roll that time. Deaton knocked to the ground. Barge going to the ground for the ball, and it ends up in the hands of the Lady Griz. Fatkin in transition, drives to the wing, dumps it off to G-Feller. G-Feller steps into Lamardo, kicks it out. With it is Fatkin, now Koenig, and 3 seconds in the key on Carmen G-Feller. 4:13 to go in the third quarter. We got immediate timeout called. Substitutions in the game. Oh, no, we do have immediate timeout called. And Bobcats lead 43-38 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. We'll take a break. You're listening to Montana State basketball from Learfield. Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. Your score with 4:13 remaining in the third quarter. Montana State 43, Montana 38 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Again, the 115th edition of the Brawl of the Wild in women's basketball. Darian White out of the timeout. It looks like the Griz are going to come out in a bit of a full court press, but they'll back it out and go into his own. Near side, Darian White for Montana State. She goes to Bad Bear. Bad Bear right back out to Beasley. Beasley pump fakes. Great Hezzy off the glass. It's good. She just made Libby Stump look silly with that move, and now the Bobcats lead by 7, 45-38. And she took just enough, long enough of a pause up top on that pump fake to get Stump to bite, and then boom, she was gone. Up top, G-Feller. G-Feller, far side to Stump. Stump to the corner, Heward. Heward to her left, pass deflected by Leah Beatty into the backcourt. With it is G. Feller. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Now Beasley in the backcourt on Koenig. She takes a dive for the ball, and a foul called by Grace Beasley. And there's that ball pressure, but that time a little too much of it, and a foul called on Grace. They had him in the backcourt with about 6 seconds left on the shot clock, so probably didn't need to go for the dive. I don't mind Beasley coming up and going for the poke. The dive is where the foul got called, and again, good call. 3:27 to go in the third quarter. Working right to left is Matt Koenig. 45-38. Bobcats lead the Lady Griz. Up top, G. Feller to the far side. Stump. Stump looking to drive on White. Good defense, White. Up top now, G. Feller. She drives, kicks. Heward pump fakes. Now works to her left hand. Heward passes up top. G. Feller now near side. Fatkin. Great defense on the ball by Leah Beatty. Fatkin picks up a dribble, kicks to G. Feller. 3 from the top, no good. Rebound brought down by Leah Beatty. Beatty to the far side. It's White. White at the wing, crosses over to her right, looks to kick it out, and Leah Beatty was ready to cut. And Beatty would have had a wide open look from that near corner, but she was looking for the back door, and a little miscommunication there by the Bobcats leads to a turnover. 2:56 in the third, 45-38. Bobcats still lead on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. Bobcats on a little 6-0 run over the last 3 minutes of this ball game, and a lot of their scoring in the second half has come from Lexi Deaton. Went into the half with 6. She's now in double figures with 12. Near side, Gina Markson passes it over to Libby Stump on the far wing. Stump works to her left. Deaton switches onto her. Stump picks up her dribble. Throws it across the formation. Near side now it's Markson again. Markson guarded by Lamardo. Kicks out a Stump. 3 from the top. Libby Stump off the glass. No good. Rebound pulled down by G. Feller. G. Feller spins in. Puts one up. It's no good. Rebound pulled down by KJ Lamardo. Great effort that time by Taylor Jansen. As looking in transition, Lamardo can't find Deaton. Stump with a little mouse front on. Deaton comes up with the steal. Near side Stump again. Things are physical, and now they're getting a little bit sloppy on both sides as Markson takes a dribble to her left, gets downhill to the rim, off the glass. It's good. Gina Markson with the bucket to snap the scoring skid there for the Lady Griz. 2:05 to go in the third. Montana State leads by 5, 45-40. A very defensive ball game this time around. Near side, Lamardo passes up top. Beatty one-on-one with Fatkin. Hands off to Beasley now. And we got a foul on the floor inside the paint. Lamardo looking to get open. And Libby Stump with a little too much contact down at the block. So that'll give the Bobcats the ball from the baseline. And how about this? 2 fouls called on Montana State, just 1 on the Lady Griz in this third quarter. We're at the 1:55 mark. They're letting things go here from the baseline. It's Beasley. Beasley throws it long to Beatty. Beatty up top. 3 on the way. Oh, off the back iron. No good. Rebound. Deflects out of bounds off of Lexi Deaton. And that'll give the ball back to the Lady Griz. Inbounding Haley Heward. She throws it into Markson. Markson working up the middle of the floor for Montana. The Griz with a bucket can get it back to a 1-score game. Markson gets by Beasley, throws it back to the popper. G. Feller drives down the lane, loses her footing, and a foul called. I think she got tripped there. I'm not sure they missed that one. No shot, though, so just 3 fouls on the Bobcats. Foul was on the floor. Lady Griz will inbound. Shot clock resets to 20 on the foul. Markson looking to get the ball in. Now throws it long to Heward. Heward pump fakes, and she travels. Drake that foot a little bit, Haley Heward did, and that'll give the ball back to Montana State. And Haley Heward, she was in the starting lineup early on for the Lady Griz this season, ended up getting replaced after that game against MSU by Matt Koenig, and since then she's struggled a little bit, including today as Grace Beasley pulls up for 3 in transition, and Lexi Deaton just got dropped to the ground. And now a whistle is called. It's probably the 4th time in a row shots gone up and Deaton's ended up getting taken down. I guess that was the kicker. All right, inbounding from the baseline, it's Grace Beasley. Shot clock resets to 20 seconds. 1:28 to go in the third quarter. Montana State leads by 5. Beasley throws a lob looking for Beatty in the corner, but Beatty, again, miscommunication. She's a little eager there, went to make the cut, and the Bobcats turn the ball over. 1:28 in the third. Lady Griz with the basketball. Substitute checking in for Montana. Coming out is Carmen G. Feller. Re-entering is Keely Burton Oliver. Again, the one they call KBO, another player who was in that starting lineup early on in the season, but Danny Barch has since replaced her in that starting 5. Small lineup for the Lady Griz. 4 guards with KBO, the center. Near side, Markson gets around the screen. Horn set, she passes out top to Heward. Heward throws low, and Deaton gets around 3-quarter position once again, forces the steal. Beatty throws ahead in transition, pass deflected off Fatkin, and the Bobcats will keep it and take it out right here in front of the scorer's table. 45-40. Bobcats in the lead, and not a lot of points in this third quarter. 1:08 to go now. Grace Beasley rejects the ball screen, drives in, gets it to the elbow. Deeden takes a dribble to her left, scoop shot with the left, off the glass, it's good. Lexi Deeden is taking over this quarter for Montana State. She's now got 14 on the ball game, 8 of which have happened in the third quarter. Crowd on their feet here at the Brick. Near side, it's Gina Markson. Markson and a moving screen called on Keely Burton Oliver, and that one was clear as day. You make that shoulder contact with the face, probably going to happen when you throw it, and that time it did. 47-40. Bobcats in the lead, 47 seconds to go in the third quarter, and now the Bobcats will look to add here. Momentum on their side, outscoring the Griz in this third quarter 12-7. Again, very physical, very defensive third quarter. Far side, Darian White. White fakes the handoff, drives inside, reverses, now kicks out to Bad Bear. Another three from Bad Bear. Could it be? It is! Cola Bad Bear again came into the game with 2 3-pointers on the season. She's got 2 today. 50-40, the Cats lead by 10 on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. 17 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock here in the third quarter. Near side, Markson. Markson gets around White. Shot clock at 8 now, game clock at 11. Markson gets the ball to Stump. Stump guarded by Deeden now. Gonna take her off the dribble. Bad Bear switches out, pokes the ball out on the ball screen. That shot clock's gonna run out, it does. But they keep the game clock running, so they're gonna have to go to the monitor there and fix it up. There should be about 2 seconds, give or take, on that shot clock, 2.5. So now probably looking at another video review, I'm guessing, to get this right. They're going to reset it to 0.8 seconds. Now, no, that's not right, but Lexi Deeden will inbound. She throws it in the backcourt with it as Lamardo, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Bobcats probably should have had about 3 seconds there, but we'll leave it at that because they lead by 10, 50-40 on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. The Bobcats taking momentum at the end of that quarter, outscoring the Lady Griz 15-7 in the third period. We'll have fourth quarter action coming up next. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Back from the break, Daniel Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth, bringing you fourth quarter action from the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse, 50-40. Montana State leads by 10 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Lady Griz taking the ball out to start things off here in the fourth. Going right to left is Matt Koenig, and that was a defensive masterclass by the Cats in the third quarter, forcing 7 turnovers in that period. Fatkin drives the lane from the far side, now kicks it out top. Barch, 3 on the way, no good off the rim. Rebound brought down by KJ Lamardo. Danny Barch coming into this game, a 26.9% three-point shooter, and now she is 1 for 4 in this contest. Darian White on the other end, spin move in the lane, fade away, got it! That was fantastic, Darian White, 52-40. The Cats now lead by 12, and they look to keep adding. Across half court, Matt Koenig guarded by Madison Jackson. Again, defensively, this performance has been fantastic by Montana State. Far side, Fatkin looking to drive on Lamardo, can't get by her. Fadeaway jumper in the lane, no good. Rebound pulled down by Fatkin, though, and now her putback is no good. White comes up with the board. Far side, Darian White working up the timeline for Montana State. White gets in the lane, to the rim, off the glass, it's good! 54-40, it's a 14-point Bobcat lead. 8:58 to go in the ballgame. Koenig on the other end, and a moving screen called on Carmen G. Feller. All the momentum on the side of the Bobcats here. 8:56 to go, and they lead by 14. Carmen G. Feller now with 3 fouls in this ballgame. Dean will inbound, and it's a full-court press look for Montana. Darian White throws it up ahead to Madison Jackson. Jackson pushing the tempo, looking to skip it over to Lamardo. Instead, picked up defensively and will get it back to White. White will let some time run, then call a play for Montana State. White guarded by Koenig out near half court. White driving to her left hand, picks up the screen towards the wing from Bad Bear. Pull-up jumper, White off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Carmen G. Feller. 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth. 54-40, Montana State leads. Up the far side, Matt Koenig looking to get around the screen. She does. Deeden helps off and pokes the ball out. Now Deeden guarding Koenig. Up top, Barch. Barch throws to the corner with it now. Libby Stump. Stump driving to her left hand, getting middle. Pull-up jumper in the lane is good from Libby Stump. And Libby Stump, she sure knows how to get to her spots. The sensational freshman out of Linden, Washington. Madison Jackson helping beat the press for Montana State. She's going to get to the rim, and a blocking foul called as Stump tried to beat her to the spot there. Little too much contact that time, and the Bobcats will take it out from the baseline. 8:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Score 54-42 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. 8:05 again to go in the ballgame. Inbounding is Darian White from the baseline with 22 seconds to go on the shot clock. Box formation on the baseline, out of bounds for Montana State. White looking for a cutter. Instead, she throws it long out to Lamardo. Fatkin tips it into the front court, and Fatkin's going to have daylight ahead. Lamardo tries to chase her down, can't get there in time. Wise decision not to try and foul, and now it's a 10-point Bobcat lead. 7:55 to go in the ballgame. Now there's that diamond press with Danny Barch at the head. The Bobcats beat it. White gets it up ahead to Lamardo. Lamardo near side, throws the entry into Bad Bear. Bad Bear has it at the short corner. No dribble. She's got to get it to Lamardo again. Lamardo gets it from the corner. She drives middle. Pull-up jumper at the free throw line. It's good. KJ Lamardo gets on the board. 56-44. It's back to a 12-point Bobcat lead. Matt Koenig in the half court finds the trailer. Barch now back to Koenig. Koenig looking for G. Feller. Nice post defense by Bad Bears. Here's the drive from Koenig. Goes up with it. Shot hits off the side of the backboard, but a foul is called. And Koenig will step to the line to go ahead and shoot, get this, the first 2 free throw attempts of this second half. Again, very physical game, very frustrating game for both these teams, but the officials have been consistent letting these girls play, and now it's Matt Koenig at the line. Game was called in a very similar fashion when they played in Missoula. Koenig at the stripe. First free throw is up, and it's good. Before her second, Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Rocky Mountain Credit Union, supporting Bobcat wins for over 75 years and counting. By Members' Choice, this financial institution is not federally insured. Each account is insured up to $250,000. Koenig makes her second, 56-46. The Bobcats lead by 10. 7:20 to go in the ballgame. White, pull-up floater in transition off the back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Carmen G. Feller. And there's a foul. That one's going to be on Lexi Deeden. Some choice words exchanged there after that one as well. Danny Barch will inbound from the baseline. Looks like the Bobcats again going to put a little pressure in the backcourt. Jansen and Beasley have Koenig surrounded. Barge looking to get it to her. They do. Jansen will try and get the trap. Now she'll back it off, and Beasley will pick up on Koenig. Koenig gets across half court. Throws it to the elbow. With it is Barge. Barge to the corner. It's Gina Markson. Markson back to Barge. Barge throws it in looking for G-Feller. She gets it on the lob, but a foul called on Cola Bad Bear there. So now, I don't know if this is a broadcaster's jinx, but it seemed like things have been going for a while. Now they're tightening up a little bit. 7 minutes in this ball game, so something to keep an eye on. We may have a lot of free throw attempts on our hands down these final 7 minutes. Bobcats with a 10-point lead, 56-46. Koenig throws it into Markson near side. Markson pump fakes, gets Beatty in there, drives, puts it up around Jansen. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Beasley. Beasley throws it ahead to Beatty. Beatty bounce pass to Bad Bear. Bad Bear double teamed, and Danny Barge fouls her. She just would not let go that time, and again, Bobcats will inbound from the baseline. No bonus quite yet. That'll be the 4th foul on Montana here in this 4th quarter with 6:49 to go. 56-46, Cats lead. Long inbound from Beasley. She gets it to Jansen. Jansen to the corner. Beasley open 3 from the corner off the rim. No good. Beatty can't pull down the O-board. Danny Barge comes up with it and will throw the outlet to Koenig. Cats lead by 10. 6:38 to go in the 4th. Koenig throws the lob in looking for G-Feller. Deflected by Bad Bear and stolen away by the Bobcats. Beatty in transition, picked up by Koenig, throws it near side. Beasley in the corner. Jab steps, shakes Fatkin out of her shoes, dumps it off to Jansen, off the glass. Oh, it's no good. O-board by Taylor Jansen. She goes back up with it, and that time she's fouled. Taylor Jansen will shoot 2. And that subtle jab step from the near corner by Grace Beasley. Fatkin wasn't ready for it. She was stumbling the other way. Beasley had the lane through a beautiful pass around the help defender. Jansen again didn't finish the first one, but got to the line on that second attempt, and she will shoot 2. As Jansen gets up to shoot, Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by McDonald's and My McDonald's Rewards. Download the McDonald's app today and start earning free McDonald's, brought to you by your locally owned and operated McDonald's of Montana. First free throw up and no good for Taylor Jansen. She will shoot 1 more. Jansen at the line again, gets the ball, takes a couple bounces. Second free throw on the way is good. So Jansen splits the pair, and the Bobcats lead by 11, 57-46 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. Matt Koenig, cross half court for Montana. She's guarded by Beasley. Flat screen from Burton Oliver. Koenig takes a step back, now passes up top. 3 on the way from KBO, no good. Rebound from Burton Oliver. She goes back out to Fatkin. Now Fatkin takes the 3 over Lamardo. That's no good. Rebound pulled down by Beatty. Now Beatty will push it to the other end. Beatty downhill, kicks it out to Lamardo. 3 from Lamardo. Good! Lamardo, her first 3 of the ball game. She buries it, and the Cats lead by 14. Their largest lead of the ball game. And that's a Bobcat 3, sponsored by Wendy's. The assist there from Leah Beatty, sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. Markson downhill, dumps it out to Fatkin. Fatkin drives, throws it, deflected by Lamardo, but ends up back in the hands of Barge. Barge to Markson. Markson near side looking to drive downhill. Picks up, no, she doesn't. She gets it back out to Fatkin. Fatkin's got a lane. Deaton helps off. Fade away from Fatkin. No good. Doesn't hit the rim. Out of bounds. Are they just going to call a shot clock violation? Well, it's last touch by the Griz, so it does not matter anyway. The Bobcats will get it back going left to right. 5:23 to go. 60-46. Montana State leads. We got a timeout called by Coach Holsinger, and that'll be an immediate timeout. 5:23 to go in this one. The Bobcats lead 60-46 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield. Sally here inside the First Interstate Bank broadcast booth. 5 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in this ball game. The Bobcats lead the Grizzlies 60-46, and in this second half, it's been all Bobcats all the time. They outscored the Lady Griz 15-7 in the third quarter, and now in the fourth quarter, outscoring them 10-6. Griz in the middle of a 2-minute scoring drought, and also 0 of their last 4 from the field, looking to snap that streak here out of the timeout. But first, it will be Bobcat basketball going left to right. Inbounding into the full court press is Grace Beasley. Lamardo out there with her as well. Lamardo gets it back to Beasley. Now Beasley will look to break the press. She'll split 2 defenders. Now get it near side. Beasley slows it down, finds it the trailer. Lamardo will go back to Beasley, and Beasley will set up the play. They're trapping Beasley. She's still got a dribble. Gets it through. Now gets to Beatty. Corner 3. Taylor Jansen open off the rim. No good. Rebound's going to go long, out of bounds, and that'll give the ball back to Montana. 5:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Bobcats lead the Griz 60-46 here in this 115th edition of the Brawl, the Wild, and women's basketball. Barch inbounds out of the dead ball for Montana. With it now is Stump. Stump up the floor, guarded by Beasley. She'll work to her right hand now, switch back left on around a screen from G-Feller. Step back 2 from Stump is up and good. And I tell you, that's Stump. She is special when it comes to creating her shot off the dribble. Again, she is having a fantastic game. Grace Beasley to the far side with it now is White. White in the press, getting downhill, kicks out to Beatty in the corner. Beatty steps through, dumps it off to Bad Bear, off the glass, it's good. The footwork and the find by Leah Beatty. And that's a Bobcat assist sponsored by Aware Mental Health Services. 62-48, Bobcats lead by 14 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. On the other end, Stump gets through traffic, misses the layup, and then she will foul Beatty. It wasn't called. Ends up with the rebound. Fatkin, her putback's no good. Now Fatkin gets it back out to Stump. Stump has it and goes back to Fatkin again. Shot clock at 13 seconds. So Stump had the wide open layup, then didn't get called for a foul. And then another missed putback. Ends up for a 3 for Gina Marks, and it's up and it's good. Bobcat lead back to 11 points, 62-51, 3:55 to go. The Griz again with that press. Deaton gets it across half court and hands it off to Beasley. Beasley throws it in, finds a backdoor cutter. Beatty again to Bad Bear. Bad Bear dumps it off to Deaton. It's deflected out of bounds. Now a foul called on Lexi Deaton going for the loose ball. Lady Griz will get the ball back, 3:45 on the clock. Again, 62-51 the score. Very similar situation to what we saw in the fourth quarter back in Missoula in January, where out of the media timeout, the Griz came on, applied a little pressure defensively, forced some turnovers, and were able to make it pretty interesting. Far side, it's Stump now. Bobcats just got to keep getting stops defensively. Stump picked up by Jackson, kicks it out to Fatkin. Fatkin drives rim. Nice help defense by Jackson. Now back out to Barch. Jumper on the way from Danny Barch. No good. Rebound pulled down by Lamardo. And Coach Binford said it this week in practice. If you don't want to get pressed, get a stop. They can't press off a miss. Far side, Darian White. She drives in wide open to the rim. Off the glass. It's good. 64-51. Now it's a 13-point MSU lead. 3:15 to go. Up top with the ball is Stump. Stump guarded by Jackson. Gets around the screen. Downhill. Pull-up jumper on the way from Stump, and one for Libby Stump. Bad Bear stepped up to help on the jumper. A little contact on the wrist that time. Stump knocks in the J and will go to the line looking to get 3 the old-fashioned way. 3:07 to go in this ball game. Want to remind you that Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Kendall Ford, Lincoln of Bozeman, a proud sponsor of Montana State athletics. From your seat at the game to your driver's seat, enjoy every minute. When you're ready for something new, get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great. First free throw on the way from Stump is up and good, and the Bobcats will take it out from the baseline, going left to right. Danny Barch will check out. So now on the floor, Montana Lady Griz looking to get a little extra boost offensively, bringing in Haley Heward, who's a solid spot-up three-point shooter. They're lined up in that press again. Jackson passes it back to White. White up the far side will slow things down and get through the press. Now they're going to try and trap her at half court, and she is fouled. Heward tried to help off. A little too much contact there with that left hand, and now we are in the bonus. 5 fouls in the quarter on Montana. Darian White will head to the line for 2 free throws. 2:59 to go in the ballgame. Bobcats lead by 10. 64-54 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard, and stepping up to the line is Darian White. White Takes a bounce, spins it back. First free throw on the way is up and no good before her second. Montana State basketball is brought to you in part by Parenting Montana. Montana parents know parenting isn't easy. ParentingMontana.org provides you with a way to build the skills your children need to be successful. ParentingMontana.org, tools for your child's success. Darian White makes one of two free throws, 65-54. It's an 11-point Montana State lead. 2:55 to go in the ballgame. Libby Stump, guarded by Madison Jackson in the half court, gets around the screen. Pull-up jumper again from Stump off the rim, and she gets the roll. Libby Stump has been excellent in this ballgame. She's got 20 now. 2 games against the Bobcats this season, both finishing with 20 points or more. Jackson throws the lob in transition, looking for Lexi Deaton. A little too sped up that time, throws it out of bounds. Another turnover on Montana State. Timeout called by Coach Binford. 30-second timeout. Well, we're going to keep it here. Again, 2:38 to go in the ballgame. Bobcats lead by 9, 65-56 on the First Interstate Bank scoreboard. And this thing's getting interesting, folks. Packed house here at the Brick, 2:38 to go. Bobcats with a 9-point lead, and it's been the Libby Stump show here in the second half. I mean, the first half wasn't too bad for her either. She did have 11 points, but now she's up at 20 for the game, including an and one just a moment ago, and another pull-up J for the freshman out of Linden, Washington. Both teams taking the floor again. We'll see what Coach Binford draws up to break the press this time. Well, she's going to be on defense first, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. 2:36 to go in the fourth, 65-56. Off the turnover from Jackson, far side, Libby Stump. Stump trapped in the backcourt by Bad Bear, and Jackson finds G-Feller. Now Heward open three from the near wing. It's up and good. Oh, it almost rolled out, but now we got a 2-score game, 65-59, 2 minutes to go. White in the press, pump fakes, throws it to Deaton. Deaton looking to get it ahead. She finds Beasley, now back across the court to White. White, far side on the wing, 2:10 left in the ball game with the ball. Taking her time, they're going to trap her in the backcourt. She throws it over to Beasley. Beasley, 14 on the shot clock, throws it inside. Deaton, pump fakes, spins to her left, baby hook. Deaton off the rim, no good. Bad Bear with the O-board. She's hammered off the glass and one. Cola Bad Bear, have yourself a day. The senior Montana, born and raised in her final Cat Griz regular season game, going up in traffic, getting the foul, and getting the bucket in crunch time. Cola Bad Bear now with 20 points on the ball game, 9 of 11 from the field, and she'll look to make that 21 at the free throw line. First free throw on the way is good, and the Bobcats now lead by 9. A tremendous bucket there by Montana State. 1:55 to go in the ball game. Great composure in the press. Stump drives the lane, kicks, Koenig, corner 3, and it's good. The Griz finding their looks right now, and it's back to a 6-point game. Darian White in the press. They try to trap her. She's going to throw it to Deaton. Deaton working across half court, hands it off to Beasley. Beasley crosses the timeline, gets to the corner. With it is Madison Jackson. Jackson up top to Beasley. The Bobcats can take their time. Now far side, it's Darian White. White downhill to her left hand, gets it off to Jackson. Now we got a loose ball. Coach Binford tried to call a timeout, but ball wasn't in possession by anyone, and with it are the Grizzlies. 1:23 to go. 6-point Bobcat lead. Near side, it's Libby Stump, guarded by Jackson. Stump rejects the ball screen, gets downhill. Deaton helps out. Now she throws it to Heward. 3 from Heward. It's good. We got a 1-score game, folks, 68-65, and the Griz are going to line up in their press and try and force another turnover. 1:05 to go in this ballgame. White to Beasley. Beasley across half court, throws it into Deaton. Deaton back out top. White has it. 58 seconds to go. Bobcats lead by 3. Crucial possession for Montana State. Skip pass. Deaton inside. Back out to Beasley. 14 on the shot clock. Beasley takes a bounce, throws it to Deaton again. Deaton turns faces, takes a long 2. Deaton got it! 46 seconds to go, and the Cats lead by 5. Lexi Deaton taking over this second half, and now the Lady Griz need a bucket here, otherwise this is not going to be looking very good for them. Stump throws it to the far side. With it is Matt Koenig. Crowd on their feet here at the Brick. It's getting loud. Koenig behind the back. Step back 3 over Bad Bear. It's good. Oh my goodness. We got a 2-point ball game. 27 seconds left, and this has turned right back into a dogfight. It looked like the Bobcats had put it out of reach. The press has gotten the Lady Griz back into it, and now they're hitting shot after shot. They're going to have to foul here, but the name of the game for Montana State first is get the ball inbounds. Great time out there by Coach Binford to advance the ball. 27 seconds on the clock. 2-point lead, 70-68. And I can't say enough good things about those 2 freshmen from the University of Montana, Matt Koenig and Libby Stump. They've been fantastic in the second half. And also Haley Heward coming in and hitting a couple of huge threes off the bench for this Lady Griz basketball team to keep things interesting. Again, 27.3 seconds on the clock. And like I said, the name of the game here for Montana State is get the ball in bounds. You get the ball in bounds, then you're going to get fouled because there's not enough, there's no shot clock. Shot clock's turned off, only 27 seconds left. So get the ball in bounds, see how much time you can run off, and make your free throws. That's where we're at this point in the ball game. It's been a galore of threes from Montana in this fourth quarter. They've scored 28 points. We've seen them come back from double digits before this season against Sacramento State, and now they're hoping to do it again here at the Brick. And this 115th edition of the Brawl of the Wild has not disappointed. 2-point lead for Montana State, 70-68, 27.3 seconds to go. And just some possessions that the Bobcats wish they could have back here in this second half, as both teams will take the floor once again. 27 seconds to go. 70-68 the score on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. And before crunch time here again, Montana State basketball brought to you in part by Simpkins Talent, who believes in building the Gallatin Valley's future while continuing to honor its past. For all your building needs, go to where long-standing traditions have met with quality building products for over 75 years. Simpkins Talent, a Montana tradition among builders since 1946. All right, both teams taking the floor again here in the Brick. Packed house, fans on their feet. 27.3 seconds. It's been 3 after 3 after 3 for the Montana Lady Griz. Inbounding from the near sideline is Grace Beasley. Beasley will look to get it in. She'll throw it across the court. With it now is Lexi Dean. Dean into a double team, and now we got a tie-up, a foul called. Fatkin poked her on the arm, and Lexi Dean in the bonus will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. 4 seconds run off the clock there, so now the clock reads 23.7 seconds. Lexi Dean has been big in this second half, heading to the free throw line. Madison Jackson getting ready to check back in. She'll be coming in with the shooter. The Bobcats will do their best to get as many guards on the floor as possible, because that's the strategy of the Lady Griz right now, only playing with 1 post out there on the court. Dean at the line. First free throw up on the way. It's good. She'll shoot 1 more, and now the Bobcats lead by 3. 71-68. 23.7 seconds to go. Dean at the line for 1 more. Dean takes a bounce. Free throw up. And it's no good. Rebound pulled down by Sammy Fatkin. Timeout called by Montana. 22.7 seconds left. It's going to be a full timeout. 71-68 the score. So it's a 1-score ball game. And it'll be interesting to see what the Bobcats do here. 22 seconds, still a lot of time on the clock. The question is always whether or not you foul in the backcourt in these situations. We saw at Idaho State earlier this season, with just a few seconds left, the Bobcats had a 60-57 lead, opted not to foul. Idaho State got a good look to tie that one as time expired, but it didn't fall. But now here, slightly different story with the difference in time. Now 22.7 seconds to go following Lexi Dean's split pair of free throws, and that'll make for an interesting decision for this Montana State coaching staff and how they're going to defend out of this dead ball. Again, the Bobcats leading by 3, 71-68. They led by as many as 14 points in this second half, but the fourth quarter has been a slugfest, and the Lady Griz have continued to claw back, and again, just a tremendous effort by Montana. You tip their cap to them for making this game what it has become. And the difference right now coming from the three-point line, Bobcats just 4 of 16. The Lady Griz 10 of 26 in this game. But I'd be willing to venture that probably 5 of those have come in these last 6 or 7 minutes of this game. All right, the Lady Griz inbounding from the near sideline. They advance the ball in the timeout. With it is Matt Koenig. Koenig throws it into Stump. Stump will be guarded by Darian White. 20 seconds on the clock. Screen from G-Feller. She slips it. Stump gets downhill around White. Layup off the glass. No good! She had a wide open layup. She missed it. And Darian White comes up with the rebound. Clock at 10 seconds. And heading to the free throw line, looking to put this game away now, is Darian White. And a devastating miss for the Montana Lady Griz there. Holy smokes. Stump got through. G-Feller set the ball screen. She slipped it. Miscommunication defensively by the Bobcats. There was no help. Stump got wide open to the rim, missed the lay-in, and now Darian White, after the rebound, is shooting 2 free throws. First one on the way from White is good. Now a 4-point game, 9.9 seconds on the clock. White will shoot one more. White takes 2 bounces, shot up, and it's good. 73-68, a 5-point Bobcat lead. Hewitt inbounds with it is Koenig. She rushes ahead, sprints up the floor, looks to drive around Bad Bear, gets it up, shot up, no good, but a foul called with 4 seconds on the clock on Kola Bad Bear. Heading to the line for 2 shots is Matt Koenig. So Koenig's going to go to the line. Lexi Dean's going to check in the game right now, probably for rebounding purposes in the event of a miss. And right now, important to note, Lady Griz, no timeouts. Montana State with 2. If they get a rebound or if there's a make, they're going to call a timeout in this situation because they can advance that ball, and it's so important to avoid the trap in the backcourt. First free throw up from Koenig is good. She'll shoot one more. The band is rocking there behind the baseline. Matt Koenig, the freshman, in her second ever Cat Griz game. Second free throw up and good, and timeout is called by Tricia Binford. 30-second timeout, she'll say. 4 seconds on the clock, 73-70 the score. And it was Darian White with the big rebound there and then the 2 free throws to put the Cats up by 5. Koenig raced it to the other end, got in the lane, got fouled, and now she makes her both of her free throws. Packed house, singing a little Biz Marquee here at the Brick on a Saturday afternoon, thanks to the sweet sounds of the Spirit of the West marching band. Now they're going to bring both teams out on the floor. All right, we'll see what the drop is here for Coach Binford from the sideline. The Griz are going to be looking to trap and force a steal at any chance they can get. 4 seconds left, not a lot of time. Again, a 3-point lead for the Bobcats. You get the ball in bounds, you got to go to the free throw line, then knock it down and put this thing away. Inbounding right in front of the score table here is Grace Beasley. Beasley gets it, looking for White in the corner, doesn't have her. Now she throws it up for Bad Bear. Bad Bear gets it and is fouled by Carmen G. Feller. And that's going to be G. Feller's 5th foul. So Carmen G. Feller in her senior season, Cat Griz second game, and she's heading to the bench here with 2.9 seconds as Kola Bad Bear will step up to the free throw line. Bad Bear on the season shooting 83.3% coming into today's game, and what a game it's been for Kola. 9 of 11 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 1 for 1 from the three-point line. She's got 4 rebounds as well, 21 points. A fantastic performance from the senior when her team needed it most, and now she'll step up to the line looking to hit a couple free throws. And here comes Haley Heward. Carmen G. Feller will head to the bench. At the stripe, it's Kola Bad Bear. Bad Bear takes a bounce, or 2, puts it up. First free throw is up and good. Now we got a 4-point game, 2.9 seconds to go. Bad Bear at the line again. Former assistant coach Blair Braxton dancing over there across the court. She's excited for what's about to happen in these next 2.9 seconds. Free throw up and good from Kola Bad Bear. Bobcats lead by 5, 2.9 seconds to go. Step off, don't foul. Fatkin from half court. She sinks it at the buzzer, so not really sure what that means. We got a 2-point final score. Bobcats win it 75-73, and Montana State sweeping the Brawl of the Wild this season over the Montana Grizzlies. Again, 75-73, the final score on the first Interstate Bank scoreboard. A gutsy win for these Bobcats. Again, it got close down the stretch there. Lady Griz did everything they could to stay in it after the Bobcats led by as many as 14, but in the end, didn't happen. They came up short. Sammy Fatkin, a turnaround jumper from half court at the buzzer to put the Grizzlies within 2 points, and that's going to do it here from the Brick. 75-73. The Bobcats leg out a big-time victory over the University of Montana. Again, 75-73, the final score. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Montana State postgame show sponsored by Ribbon Chop House. This is Bobcat basketball from Learfield. Yeah, I don't mind taking the extra.